Hello everyone, welcome to the video lecture series of Theory of Automata and Formal Languages. So we are into unit number 3 where we are learning about context-free grammar. And here we have already learned a lot regarding the grammar, regarding the derivation of a string, parse tree, ambiguity property. We have also seen the simplification of a context-free grammar. Then in the previous lecture, we have learned about the Chomsky normal form. So this is into part number, lecture number 7, second part, where we will be learning about the second normal form, that is your Grayback normal form. So basically, if a student is attempting any university examination, so uh, uh, from unit number 3, basically two important topics generally comes for bigger marks. That is, one is your CNF and the other one is GNF. Okay, so concentrate on this, and definitely they will be giving you an example, and they will ask you to check whether the particular grammar is in GNF or not. Okay, so as in CNF, what is the format? The format was that A tends to, A means a non-terminal, a single non-terminal tends to a single terminal, or a single non-terminal tends to a combination of two non-terminals. Okay, so that was the format for CNF. But the format for GNF is that the one condition is similar to your CNF. That means a single non-terminal tends to a single terminal, or a single non-terminal tends to a single terminal followed by n number of non-terminal symbols. Okay, that may be like a combination of different non-terminal symbols, capital letters, or the same symbol can also repeat. So there is no problem about that. Suppose B is the terminal symbol, then followed by C, 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 C. So that is also allowable. Just you need to check that after a single terminal symbol, there should be a combination of non-terminals. Okay, so that is the format. So we have to bring the particular context-free grammar to this format. For that, we are having certain steps. I will jump off to the steps and I will let you know one after another. So the steps I have mentioned over here, and you can pause the video and you can note it down. Okay. So the first step, I have to check that whether the context-free grammar has any unit productions or null productions. If there, then you remove it, as like in CNF. Then second one, you have to check that whether the context-free grammar is in CNF or not. Correct? If it is not, then first convert it into CNF. Then you proceed forward. Okay. Then next, step number 3, change the non-terminals names into some AI in ascending order of I. You might be confused right now. I will take an example and I will explain to you what is step number 3, step number 4, and step number 5 is all about. Okay, actually you might get certain questions where step number 5 is not at all used. Okay, without using step number 5 we will get the answer, but I will let you know what is this step number 5 is all about. But if I dictate right now step number 3, 4 and 5, it won't be able to understand. So better to go take an example and I will let you know. Okay, this is an universal example. Actually it comprises of all the steps, that's why I have taken this example. You can also refer books where this example is given, or you can also refer certain YouTube videos as well where this example is given. Okay, and comment down also. Okay, now let us take the example. I have taken the example, construct a GNF, or you can say check whether the particular grammar is in GNF. This type of question may comes and the grammar is given to you. Okay, so let me take the example and I will explain to you one after another. Okay, the example I have noted down. Okay, now we will be checking one after another the steps. So first of all, I will check that whether it is having any unit production. Any unit production? Unit production means single non-terminal in the right hand side. No. Is there any unit production? No. Is there any unit production? No. Is there any unit production? No. These two are having any unit productions? No. So no unit production. Any null productions are there? That means in the right hand side epsilon? No. So step number 1 is that no unit production. and number 2 is no null productions, correct? Number 3, or you can write it down as step number 1 only, okay? Then number 3, you have to check that whether it is in CNF or not. What does CNF says? CNF says that either a single terminal symbol on the right hand side or a combination of two non-terminals in the right hand side. So this is in CNF, 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 and this is in CNF. So it is in CNF. So basic steps are already done, correct? Now coming to the fourth step, where they have mentioned that you have to name certain transitions, okay? What is this name is all about, and that too also in ascending order. If you have paused the video earlier and you have written down the points, then you can easily identify, okay? Now what this naming is all about: starting symbol S and followed by the first production is CA according to this grammar, and then next production is BB. You can take on your own that the first production is this one, then you can take the second production, but according to this question, the first production is this one and the second production is this one. So you have to name that, or you have to name the particular productions in this fashion, okay? I will let you know. Replace S, first is S, so S with A1, okay? Then C, next is with A2, ascending order, okay? Then A, capital letter A with A3, and B with A4. Clear? So these are the replacements that I have done, or these are the namings that I have done according to step number 4, as I have already told you in your in the steps. Okay. Now let us check what we have to do. Now if we replace this, what will be the new grammar? The new grammar will be A1 tends to A2 A3, correct? Then next will be A4 A4, because capital letter B is transferred, replaced with B, A4. Then we will check out next production will be A4 tends to B, then S is replaced by A1 and capital letter B is replaced by A4, correct? Then A2 is replaced by small letter b and A3 is replaced by small letter a. Clear? Any doubt? Okay, now this is done. Therefore we get this, and now we have to check this, that whether it is in GNF or not. I don't think so. Maximum will not be in GNF. This is in GNF, so I am marking which are not in GNF. Okay, this is not in GNF, this is not in GNF, this is not in GNF. These all are in GNF because GNF is having one more format, that is a single terminal symbol in the right hand side. Clear? Now what we have to do? Now we have to take into the step number 5. I will let you know the step number 5. Step number 4, step number 4, what it says. Okay, step number 4 says that alter the rules so that the non-terminal are in ascending order. I have already done. Such that if the production is of the form AI tends to AJX, keep the please note it down the suffix. Okay, AI tends to AJX, then I should always be less than J. Then the format is okay, nothing to be done. And if I is greater than equals to J, then you have to make some replacements. I will let you know. Clear? Clear? Now according to step number 4, I will check the production over here. So what this production is saying? Production is saying that A2 tends to B. First is A1 tends to A2 A3. So I is less than J. Here I is less than J. Therefore no problem. Clear? Now next production I will check, but it is not in GNF. Okay, now A2 can be replaced by small letter b, so I can write it down like B A3. Now can you tell me that this particular production is in GNF or not? Yes, it is in GNF because a single terminal followed by non-terminal, correct? Okay, so this is in GNF. Now this process is done. Now this production is done. Now we will come back to this production. A1 tends to A4, A4. A1 tends to A4, A4. Now, can anybody let me know that this is in GNF or not? This is following the step number 4 or not? Yes, I is less than j. I is less than j. Therefore, no problem. Correct? Now, what I can do? I can do something other than this. I won't be replacing A4 by small letter b right now. Okay, I will let you know why. We can also replace, but if you are replacing A4 by small letter b over here, you have to use both the conditions, both the productions. So if you again replace by A1, A4, in place of A1 again you have to replace by A2, A3, and then finally A2 by B. So that we can do later on. Right now if we have a issue like I greater than equals to j, that time we have to replace. Right now I less than j, then keep as it is. Okay. Now we will keep this to production as it is. Now coming to the next production. Next production says that A4 tends to B, A1, A4. Correct? A4 tends to B, A1, A4. Now if we check it over here, for B it is okay, but for A1 it is having a problem. What kind of problem, you just let me know, because A1 is having this 4 is replaced by 4, sorry, here I is 4, I is greater than j, so that cannot be happen, right? So I have to replace this A1, this is a problematic one. I have to replace this A1 by other substitute. So A1 is having two conditions, B A3 or A4 A4. Correct? Again I'm replacing, again I'm repeating, A1 can be replaced by either B A3 or A4 A4. So I'm replacing that. B A1 can be replaced by B A3 A4. Correct? And the other one I can replace by A4 A4 A4. Correct? Now if we look at this particular part, A4, this is okay, no issue about that. Here single terminal and followed by non-terminal, so no issue about that. Problem comes over here. What is the problem? Can anybody let me know? This is I is 4 and j is 4. So this is what? I is equals to j. Clear? Till now it is clear? Okay. Now I will stop. I will pause here right now, and I will let you know that I have done this particular part. Okay. I have checked A1 implies A2, A3. So I less than j, so no problem. I won't be changing anything. But you can change A2 by small letter b, so directly I have replaced it. Because A2 was having only a single terminal production, correct? So I have replaced by this. Then again I have checked A1 implies A4, A4. A1 implies A4, A4. That is here also I less than j, so nothing, no problem, correct? But I can replace this A4, but A4 was having two productions, so I have kept as it is. Later on I will check it out. Now next production comes is A4 tends to B, A4 tends to B, and then A1, A4, A1, A4. Now when I check this one, I is 4 and J is what? For this production there is no issue, right? I is 4 and J is what? 1, which is I greater than J. So that cannot happen. So in that scenario, you have to replace this A1 by the other productions, correct? But A1 was having two productions, B A3, after resolving B A3 and A4 A4. So that I have done. B as it is, correct? In place of A1, I have replaced B A3, B A3, A4. Clear? Next, I have replaced A1 by the second production, that is A4 A4, A4 A4 A4. Now after replacement, I have checked that this for the first production, that is small letter b, there was no problem. It was already in GNF. Second production, I have seen that b, that means a terminal symbol followed by two non-terminals, and that is also not problem. This is also in GNF, correct? But once I looked into the third production, I have checked that I is equals to 4 and j is equals to 4. So this is what? I is equals to j. This is also a problematic one. I have already mentioned in step number 4 that I should be always less than j. Then no problem, keep as it is and just replace or turn into GNF. But if you're having a problem like a condition like I greater than or equals to j, then you have to replace by other productions. Clear? So this kind of situation where I is equals to 4, this kind of situation where I is equals to 4 and j is equals to 4, so this kind of situation is called as left recursion. This is step number 5. Actually, sometimes question arises for 2 marks. What is left recursion in context-free grammar? Or what is left recursion when you are converting into Grayback normal form? That time you have to say that according to step number 4 that I have mentioned, that I should be equals to j. If I equals to j, then this condition is said to be left recursion. And you have to remove this left recursion. Clear? So I will now let you know how to remove this left recursion process. Okay? For removal of left recursion problem, if you now I will bring this particular production over here. A4 tends to A4, A4, A4. Now if we check this is the problematic one, and problematic one followed by 2 non-terminals. It may be 3, it may be 4, it may be single. It depends on what example you are working on, right? So as we are having this scenario, I will take a new element. Again, I am repeating, I will introduce a new variable or non-terminal, say z. Okay, this is a universal variable, that's why I have taken. Okay, so I have taken a new variable z, and how I have to introduce this? The problematic one followed by, after the problematic one, whatever non-terminals are there, you have to write over here. Written, then followed by, first time I will write with combine with capital letters A, and second time I will write simply A4, A4. This is the rule says, left recursion. So this is the new variable that you have introduced. Clear? Now what I will do, now I will bring to this particular grammar where we are having, I will get back to this particular grammar again. So this is the introduction done, right? Now I will write this as A4, already B was there, then B, A3, A4, it was already there, right? Problematic part was this one. So in this place, I will write first B with the new element, and then this, first B with the new element, and then this with the new element. This is the left recursion rule says. Okay, first I will write B with capital letter Z, and then the next production, that is the left one, B, A3, because these two productions were having no problems. Again combined with Z. Suppose in your another example you are having 5 productions over here, then you have to include those 5 productions and merge with J. Correct? And introducing this new variable technique, as I have already told you. Suppose this is the problematic one. After that nothing is there. Suppose null is there, then Z will be in, epsilon. Z will be Z and slash by epsilon. Suppose this is the problematic one, and followed by n number, suppose 5 non-terminals, then again you have to write those 5 non-terminals followed by with Z and 5 non-terminals separately. Clear? This is the introduction part of the new variable. And how to write down in A4, whatever non-problematic part is there, combine with the Z. That's it. Clear? Any doubt? Now if you check this is in GNF. If you check this properly, this is in GNF. Correct? So finally, what did you got the grammar? Finally, what did you got the grammar? If you are not, please, I would suggest that this kind of problematic question, you pause the video, you keep on writing one after another. Okay, then it will be clear. Now after this, what are the grammar that you have got it? What are the final grammar that you have got it? One, I got it, A1 tends to A2, A3. Correct? Then A4, A4. Because I still remember what I have done. Okay, then A2 can be replaced. Then next is A4. I have got just now B, A3, A4, B, Z, B, A3, A4, Z. Just now I got it, right? A4. And then A2 is B and A3 is A. There was no changes in this. There was a change in this one. Okay. Now, oh yes, Z I cannot miss. Z I have taken as A4, A4, Z, and then A4, A4. So this is the final grammar that I have got. But I cannot say that this is the final GNF. This is the final grammar after replacements and all. This is not the final GNF. So if I ask you the final GNF in A2, what you can write it down? In A2 I can write it down like this. In A2 I can write it down A1, A2 will be replaced by B, A3, and in place of A4 I have to write down the entire thing. Okay, I have to write down the entire thing in place of A4. So what I have to write down? B, A4 first of all, then again I have to write it down B, A3, A4, A4, correct? This one I have replaced over here. Then B, Z, A4, then B, A3, A4, Z, A4. So now if you check this particular production, is there any kind of problematic one? No, everything is in GNF. Check, everything is in GNF, correct? So A1 is done. Now A4. A4 already it is in GNF, so no problem. A3, A4, B, Z, then B, A3, A4, Z. So this is also not problematic one. A4 is also done. A2 was already done. A3 was already done. Again I'm writing over here. A3 is A, correct? And finally Z. Again in A4 you have to write down the entire string. So Z will be now, how you have to write down the Z? Z will be now, A4 is replaced by B. Again here you have to write down the entire thing. B, A4, AZ, A4Z, then B, A3, A4, A4Z. I'm replacing this A4 by this entire string, okay? Then B, Z, A4Z, again B, A3, A4Z, then A4Z. And then finally for this again you have to write the entire string, okay? B, A4, B, A3, A4, A4, correct? Then B, Z, A4, B, A3, A4, Z, A4. So this is the final grammar that you have got. So this is the final grammar that you have got. And if you check this particular grammar, this is the final grammar. This is in GNF. If you check this particular problem, then it is in GNF. So thank you for watching this video. Please pause the video, and if you're having any comments then or queries, then you can comment down below, and we will check in the next video where we will look into the topic known as Chomsky hierarchy. Okay, so I would suggest for GNF and CNF, please, again I will bring 2 to 3 questions after this, and we will also look into few questions, but always remember the steps. Okay, thank you for watching this video.